The latest celebrity in the middle of another sex scandal. 5 women now have come out accusing him of masturbating in front of them against their will. I-24 culture correspondent Maya Margit here with more on this story that just keeps
ballooning.
And I'm really disappointed about this one. Like, I'm disappointed, you know, he's a fan of Israel, he's performed here, I'm a fan of his work, and you don't expect it from him. I didn't.
He's quite popular. He's one of the top-ranking comedians in the world, you know, and I think it comes as a shock to many of his fans. Though there have been rumors swirling about his behavior towards some women for a number of years now. I mean, several years ago, you had Tig Notaro, who's also a comedian, who did accuse him openly of sexual harassment. But now you have 5 women who've come out, one who has chosen to remain anonymous, 4 comedians, Dana Min Goodman, Julia Wolof, Rebecca Corey, and Abby Schachner, and they basically described a pattern of behavior, which was kind of, you know, everything was very similar. There was a pattern here of him suddenly requesting from his colleagues, can I, you know, take out my, you know, penis, whatever, and then proceeding to pleasure himself, sometimes with their consent, sometimes they're not answering him and they're just in shock. Kind of disgusting behavior, definitely sexual misconduct at the very least. And
it's just so, I don't know why these people don't think. Like, just even thinking about the thought, it just seems like, what would make someone think that they could do something like that? Whoa.
It's kind of hard to tell, and it kind of puts in a different life all of his humor and his previous jokes that he's done on his sexual issues.
He jokes about it, right? So that's the thing. He incorporates a lot of his hang-ups.
And people always thought of this as part of his strengths. They thought he was being candid, very honest about his sexual issues, and people liked it. They felt like he was a very courageous and brave comedian. But now people are going to be revisiting some of these jokes and cringing.
Kind of like being like, okay, reality. You know, from art. Okay, so let's talk about his premiere. He had the premiere. They canceled the premiere. The movie "I Love You, Daddy," which ironically,
also a film.
But also like the subject matter
is about about a elderly film director, you know, exploiting a young actress, basically a teenage actress.
So
he's the daughter of Louis C.K. Yes.
So in the show, he's worried about his daughter being, you know,
exploited by
a man. So what's the status on the release of the film?
So the film was supposed to premiere in New York last night, Thursday night, and it's supposed to be released next Friday. But now there's talk from The Orchard, the distributor, that they're reconsidering the release. It's not clear yet if they're going to cancel it or move it to a different date. But definitely there's different ramifications. For instance, HBO has taken down some of the specials with Louis C.K. from their, you know, on-demand streaming. You can no longer watch them. And also, for instance, from Parks and Recreation creator Mike Schur, who featured Louis C.K. as a guest on the show several times, 6 times to be exact, he tweeted an apology for featuring, you know, Louis C.K. as a guest and saying that, you know, misogyny is a cancer. He tweeted a very strong response to the story, and it's just the consequences keep exploding, and it's hard to tell.
It's like, you know, the fact that they're all coming forward right before the release of, you know, his movie, but he also wrote the movie, so it's his film. It's not like they could shoot around him. It's just